Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to teach student management system using Laravel with Vue.js as a front-end application along with the Vite, right? The completely full stack development using Laravel 10 with Vue.js Vue 3. We have to do from the scratch, right? Now here, this is a form we will be able to add the record. So here you can see I'm going to add the newly create record as I'm going to create here as John James, address India, phone number. I'm going to type some phone number, click save button, record save. Here newly created record will be added into the table successfully. Here if you click edit, here editable record will be here coming to the form. If you click the first one here, simple you will be able to see edit record will be passed into the form successfully. Okay, if you want to edit the record as a James, I'm going to get rid of this James. India, I'm going to additionally put one E. Phone number I'm going to change something else. Here, if you have changed something else, you can say two-way binding. Here, you will be able to see here the table also changing value. It's a two-way binding. We are implement the two-way binding functionality, right? Very simple. So if you have changed something else here it will be changing. You will be able to you observe the table. What happened? If you have changed the values, you just see what happened on the table. Okay, it will be changed. If you click save button, record updated here. At the time you will be able to see record will be updated, right? So if you want to delete the record, if you click delete button, record has been deleted, right? So the simple application how to make the full stack development step by step will teach. My G drive, I'm going to make this folder as Laravel API, right? Inside this folder, first I'm going to install the project, right? So how to install the Laravel 10 project? You have to type composer create project Laravel. I have given the project name as LBS, right? LBS, right? So here you will be go to the Laravel official website. You can find the Laravel 10 installation, right? So you will be able to find if you want to go to the Laravel documentation, you will be able to find it, right? So it's a documentation, right? Here you will be able to see the Laravel 10 installation here. You will be find the same thing I have to install here. Only I have changed the name of the project as LBS apps, right? That's the thing I have given is. So let's install the Laravel project. So how to install them? Here this is the command where you can type on your terminal. So let's type the command. So type composer create project Laravel / Laravel LBS app. Press enter key on your keyboard. You have to wait until the project creating successfully. Okay, you have to wait your project installation. Right now you have to wait until the installation completed. Now the Laravel project installation has been completed successfully. Now let's configure the database connection. So here I'm going to type code. I'm going to go to open my project here. Here is a project. I go inside this project. Here type cd lbs app. After that you have to write code space dot and you have to open the entire project into VS Code editor here. Now I'm going to run the project. So how to run the project over here? Type open up the new terminal window. You have type php artisan serve. You have typed by the command php artisan serve. That you this port you just copy this. You have to open up the browser and paste on over here and press enter key on your keyboard. This is the dashboard of Laravel 10. This is the dashboard of Laravel 10 has been working successfully. Now what I'm going to do is let's go to the documentation. The first step I'm going to migrate the project. So before migrate the project, I'm going to create the database first. So I'm going to create the database. So I'm going to open up my XAMPP. But at XAMPP, if you are not installed the XAMPP server, you have must install the XAMPP server. You have to open up. You have to connect start, right? if the port is running somewhere, your MySQL server is not running. Okay, so you have to go to the service, right? If your MySQL service running somewhere else, so you have to stop them. So I already running on my Java server as well. So here this MySQL server, you have to stop it. Okay, this server you have go to the service and stop the server, and you have run it again. You no need to change the port and all. You just stop the port where your port is running. Now you can go click on this admin window here. It goes to your database window. I just copy this one and paste it over here. Now you will be able to access the MySQL dashboard. That MySQL dashboard. Here I'm going to create a database which has click new LBS. Click create. Database has been created successfully. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the my project window again, open up new terminal. Here I'm going to create a migration part. Go to more here, select this one. Here what I did here is after database has been created, I'm going to migrate the tables, right? So before migrate the table, the data, this is the folder and file structure of your Laravel project. Here there will be the file which is a env. You click on this. Here you have to go to the MySQL database section here. Here where I have to configure my database. So here my database I have created as LBS. So I get LBS. This is the database I have created. You have to specify the database name over here. The default username and password while installing the XAMPP I have gave here is root is a username, password is blank. So you have to give here what's the username you gave while you installing the XAMPP. Right. This is the database configuration part. The database configuration part which is reside on the file which is a .env file. Right. Now file save all. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my documentation again. I'm going to run the migration command to create the table. So copy this command back to my project, right click and paste it here. You have to type php artisan make migration create. Here you can see here, if it is a student, I have created the table which name is students, right? If it's an employees, you have to type the plural. Okay, that is the efficient way to create the table on Laravel. That's a plural letter. This is staffs, right? So whatever name. Okay, then we are okay. You have to create whatever table, products, right? Product details. So that's how we have create the name, which is plural. Right. Now press enter key on your keyboard. Now my migration part is done. Now let's go to my migration part is reside on the file which is a database. Inside the database there's a migration. Inside the migration there is a separate file which has been created which is a migration table. Right. So here I have to create the tables. So here create table. So what are the columns you have specified? These three columns I have to specify the columns. Right, this table string name. After that, this one should be our string. Second is a string. Third one is a string. Okay, so string means we don't need to validate any validation part, so that I have to keep this string phone number as string. This nullable. Okay, right. So here these are the three columns I am going to create. ID should be auto increment. It already there. We no need to add the ID. The rest of the column we have created ourselves. Name, address, and phone. Right. Now let's file save all. You must save all this one. Okay, then now it will be applied. Okay, you have to save all. Okay, after you have to create this table, you have to save all. After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the command php artisan migrate. Press enter key on the keyboard. Now you'll be able to see here the table has been migrated successfully. Now let's go to the database. You can see here. Now here there's no tables found. Click on the structure. Here a newly created table will be created along with the column what the columns you are gave. Name, address and phone number, which column names are you gave already. It will be created according to the column what you gave. Right? Okay, what is the column you are gave according to the column. It will be created the called database tables. Columns will be created on the database table. Right. After that, you have to run the migration command to create the database table. Right. We have done so far. Migration part is we successfully done. Now let's go to the controller section. Okay. Now we are going to create the controller which is a API controller. So let's go to my Laravel documentation. Okay. If you have to go to follow the Laravel documentation as well. Laravel 10 version. Select the search. Here you have to type controller. Your controller, all the control, we have type control, all the controller function related, all the codes we will be able to see. Okay, the based on the controller function you will be able to view. Right. So you can go below, you can see how to here this one should be all the things controllers, right? So go to below, here this is a resource controller. I already talked about what is the resources controller. We can, when you implement the create operation, all the we can easily implement this resource controller. Right. Now here, this is not a resources controller I am going to implement. This is resources controller API. So go below. You can go below. It's a photo implemented part. Go below here. This is the API. API resources controller. Okay, here this is the API. It's coming here API, right? Here this is a section. Here PHP artisan make controller photo controller API. Now you have to select here as student controller API. Okay, this is how you have to implement the API, right? So it will be simple. You have to mention how to implement the API here, right? Right. So here's all things. Here the methods, how to work with the API, all things are here. They are implemented. Right. Now let's back to my documentation. Okay, you no need to come in here. Here I already told. Here I already written here. PHP artisan make controller student controller API. I just copy this code back to my VS Code editor, paste it over here. Sorry, I have wrongly pasted. So I just clear CLS clear. I wrongly paste the code. So this code, copy this command, paste it, press enter key on the keyboard. Now the API is created successfully. You will be able to see where your API is created. Go app folder. Inside the app folder, there is a folder with HTTP controller. So controller, you type that your controller is there. Here it's a RESTful API controller here. Now you can see here there is a method syntax store, show, update, destroy. The method has been created, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to the controller has been created successfully. I'm going to fetch the data from the database. We have to use the model. So we have to create a model. So how to create the model? After controller creation completed, we have to go with the model. Okay, step by step I have written in this blog. You will be able to read. Okay, I have attached this link in my video description. You go along with the link and you will be able to get the idea. Okay, this is structure. So how to create the model? PHP artisan make model student. Right. We go back to here. I'm going to open up the terminal. It's a terminal, right? I already opened it. You type PHP artisan make model student. Okay, this is the singular. You don't type the plural. Okay, this is a singular. Okay, there is a, when you create the model, you have to create with the singular student. When you create the database tables, you have to create plural. You have to keep in your mind while you are creating. Press enter key on your keyboard. Now your model has been created. Go inside the model folder. There will be the file which is a student.php. Now here, what you're going to do is here these are the columns. I'm going to specify the column names. I just copy it, back it here, I paste it. Protected tables, which is a tables. Students is a table. You have to name this one as a students. Primary, which is a ID. I is a primary key. So ID, which is a primary key of the table. These are the fillable columns. What are the columns are there: name, address, and phone. These are the columns you have created: name, address, phone. These are defaultly created the column. We don't need this one. Okay, this is time and date and time, right? So here name, address, and phone. We have to go here, right? Okay, this one, two, three. These three things are display automatically. Okay, this one we have to add the data: name, address, and phone number. You have to give here. Right. Now file, save all. Right. So this is the things we have to create the model. Right. That's the thing we have to create the model. Right. That's the thing you have to create the model. Right. Now what I'm going to say after that, we have to make the route section. Route implementation. What you're going to do is here. I'm going to go to do the thing is here. Go to my routes file. Routes. Don't go here web.php. You have to go here API.php. This page, right? So here we have to interact with the API. Okay, not we have to go to interact with the web.php. You have to interact with the API. We have RESTful API. You have to interact with the RESTful API. So we have to write the RESTful API here. This is a stand we have to write route : API resource. Okay, this is not a this is the resource controller, but this is an API resource controller. So mention this API resources controller here. This is not a resource controller. Okay, this is the API resources controller. You have to write it here. /student students class. You have to write the student class. It's called a student class. You have to here where your controller is resided. You have to give the path over here. My controller is resided on this controller folder. So you write the path over here. You write where my controller is resided. App folder inside the HTTP inside the controller folder inside the controller student controller. Right. Okay, that's how we have to given the path. Right. File, save all. Now let's back to our application. Right. File, save all. We have done it. So after that, this is our code snippet we have given to create a controller. So how the index method works, and okay, the resource when the request is coming via the API, when the user is type students, the API will be works, right? So how the API works, so we have to go to the controller. Route is passing the controller. Controller first implemented the model, because model is the part we are communicating with the database and fetch the data and back given to our controller, right? So you have to mention the path where your model is resided. Your model is resided. Use app models. Here you have to have the path is to student, right? Inside the model here, models folder, inside the models folder student. Students. So first you have to create the constructor, right? It's a constructor. We have to create a constructor. How to write the constructor? First you have to create the variable as protect student. After that we have to create the constructor, public function construct. Here you have to variable, you have to create this variable. This is a new student, right? This is how we have create the object of the student. Okay, this is a model class. We have to create the object. Simply you have to create the object look like this. This all the model data will be passed into this student. Okay, right. Now here simply we have to pass the index, right? So how to pass the index? You write like this. Simply you write it here. Return this means the student. All mean what are the data is resided into the database. All the things we will be able to view in this all. If you are giving the all, so all the data we will be able to view. This model, what are the data which will be consist of this model? Okay, this all the data fetch the data from the database, not all the data, and back to our controller, right? It passing to this model. What is the data? All the data it will load, right? We will be able to view the API. After that we have to store the data. So how to store the data over here? Let's do the thing is here, right? Let's do the thing is here, the return this one. Return this student create what is the data it is required. Store mean we are checking the data into the Postman or any front-end tools. The data is coming to the store function here, all the requests, get all the requests and store into the student object. So here student object we have created student. There's a method which is create. Okay, this record is created on the database. Very simple, one line code. If you have finished only one line code here, index also one line code, store also one line code. If you implement the constructor, this is an efficient way to we have written the codes. Right. After third one is the show method. Show method, how to we have to find the data. We will be able to find the data. So how to find the data? So we have to write it here. Show method. You have to write here. You have to create the variable student. The student object. There is a method find. What is the data ID is coming here? Okay, if you go to the Postman, we will be tested. Okay, I'll be tested this in few minutes. Okay, you just understand what's the ID is coming here. It is passing the ID here. There will be the find method in our ORM tool in Laravel. It will be finding the record. The ID matching value will be displayed over here. Right. After the update method, how the update method works, it will be simple. Here we have created the variable student. This student, what's the ID is coming here along with the your values. What is the value you are updating? Your change modification. This all the values are coming here along with the ID. First we have to getting the ID. Okay, it will be finding the database table based on the ID, or according to the ID, finding the record. Okay, the matching ID record will be finding. After that, what are the changes you have made here? It will be getting all the required changes here, and if you call the method which is update, record is updated, right? It will return the students, right? Okay, right. Here we no need to write the JSON also here because we already implement the API, right? So it will be generated. Now here, after the delete API, how the works is simply you have to implement that. You can see here, student this student find, you can write ID. Okay, what's the ID is coming here, get the ID, first find the ID. Okay, what's the row, it will be finding the row after return student, there is the delete method, it will be delete the entire row. Right, this is how we have achieved the CRUD operation in Laravel. Right, so let's save world. Right, so after that you have to go over here, your documentation. You can see the PHP artisan route list. First you have to get it here, otherwise you won't find the routes implementation. Right, so here this is a clear route implementation. This is a standard where we have to implement the RESTful API. Okay, this is a standard RESTful API. Here how the post method works, you are getting this how the API works. Okay, if you have to go to open your Postman, oh, you have to go Postman, otherwise you can go here. There will be the extension in VS Code editor also. There is an extension which is a Thunder client, you will be able to check. So if you are not familiar in the Thunder client, there are many users not of familiar in the Thunder client, so we have to I have downloaded the Postman. If you are not download the Postman tool in your machine, you must download it. This one we have tested the front end part. So here what I'm going to do is here I'm going to first, this is the API. So first what's the port it will be running. So first the port, the support running server is running. This support 8080 port, right? Copy this 8080 port. So here export the port. First I'm going to add the record. So how to add the record, it's clearly mentioned. First I'm going to post student API student. Okay, this is a API student. Okay, this is a API student because we are doing all things is a API. Okay, so we are doing the API. So here it's a API student. Here your route is in the API. So we have the API student. Okay, API student, right? Okay, so API student. We have to make the body. Here what I'm going to say body. So here we have just this all things we have just copy. I'm going to make this new window. Write the post request. Here go to the body tag. Here I'm going to row. Here how to implement this one. Go to your model simply. This model, whatever the columns are there, you just copy this all the columns. You have to, in the JSON format, you have to open the bracket and close the bracket. Here you have to paste it over here. You have to write it here. Instead of the single quotation, you have to write the double quotation mark. This of the works. JSON format is work. You have to write like this. Simply you have to write like this. This is here. This is not a text. It's a JSON. Here it's changes as a JSON format. Now what I'm going to say here, colon name I'm going to create as Jama, right? Jama. After that you have to comma. Address is a India, comma, phone number 00 like this. That's it. That's the thing you have to write. Click send button. Here your data is created successfully. Here your database is created successfully. You will be able to see in your database table. Here it will be created successfully. Okay. Now you will be able to understand how the API works, right? When you send the data of this API, how to find the API here, there. Here PHP artisan route list. Here you will be able to find it. This is the standard way. Here this is the post method. Okay, this is starting from here. Okay, so for the get, it's a get method, that post method. Okay, after that it's a get method. We have to check. Okay, so how to check? Here the method get method. So it's a none. You have to put it none. Send it. Here this is the API form. Okay, it's getting the data out. Getting the data. You will be able to see here. You have written here. Return this student for. This up you have to add the data. Return this student. What's the data coming to your front end? If you are going to implement the post method, row this data, this all the data will be coming here. This request, get the all the data request. Here they are the call. We are calling the create method to add the data into our database. I hope you can understand things. After that, we have to go to the show method. Right. Show method. Okay, so show method how to work. So this is the get method, post method. This is the show method here. Show method. So this is the API. You just copy this API back to my Postman tool. You have to paste it over here. How the API works is here. Instead of like this, yes, student ID. This is student ID over here, right? So one. So get request. Get to post. Student ID. Right, here is a problem. Here we have to write return. We forgot to return, that's why it will be not coming. So let's file save all. Right, so let's test it now. Get, here it's coming. Okay, here we have only one record, that's why it's not coming. If you have I have added only one record, so one it will be coming if you give the return. All right. After that, update statement. So how the update statement works? Here there is a method which is a patch or put method. You can achieve the test. We have tested the put method, so the same request you just copy it. Put method back to my Postman. You have to paste it over here. This is the ID one. I'm going to edit, so we have to change the method as put. Put method. The one ID is a gamma. I'm going to change this as a Nima India USA. Right. Now click send button. Now here record is updated as gamma as Nima India as US. How is easy to edit the record? Okay, so how is very easy. very implemented. It is very easy to implement the API access in Laravel. Okay, right. I hope you can understand the things, right? So here, retrieve the values from the front end. Here, like this. This value along with the ID. This ID coming here. This request data is coming here, right? Get the ID. It will be finding the record which is based on the ID coming here, and you have get the data. Your modification will be updated all the things and return to the student records. Right. The same thing as a destroy method as which is a delete the record. So back here, you just go where how the API works. The delete request. This is a delete request. The same API here. Copy this. Here you put it here. Only you have changed it as a. Here you can change the delete method. You can delete API. So ID is 1. So delete is 1. Okay. So we have got click delete. 1 minute it will delete it. Record is deleted. Now you can go and check it whether it's there. Student. Okay, no. There is no students are there. Okay, we have deleted the record. Okay, now here record all the records are deleted. Right? These are the API bugs. Right? Get the ID. Here, get the ID and passing the ID, find the appropriate record in your database table and it passing to the variable. This variable called this delete method. Delete the entire row. This how the value has been deleted. Okay. So here you can observe from here the APIs. Get, post, get here, get, put, all things here. This how the thing is works. This is the API. We have to mark down this all the things. I have put into my blog as well. You have to mark down this one. This how this works. Right. Thank you for watching. If you have a doubt, you can ask me anytime. So love my channel. Please try like me, subscribe me. Thanks for watching. Now successfully I completed the front end part. I'm going to back end part. Now I'm going to start with the front end. Right. Front end I'm going to teach as a Vue.js along with Vite. So here go to here. You type Vite Vue. It's very simple process to install the Vite. So here click get started. You have to go here below. You can get this here Vite. You have to install the Vite latest version. After that, this is the template. We have to use it there. We have to go along with the Vite with Vue app. Right. So I just copy this template. Okay, this one. Back to my terminal. Open the terminal. Okay, this is my create Vite latest my Vue app. Right, you can give any name here. I'm going to give my app here front my Vue app. Here you give front end. Press enter key on your keyboard. Now here to wait. Here you have to select as a version as Vue.js template. Here you have to choose this as JavaScript. Okay, you have to use the up and down arrow of your keyboard and select the option. Right. Simple, your scaffolding is ready with your scaffolding. You have to go inside the front end here. You have to type this simple. You have to Control C to copy, right click and paste it here. Here there will be the small space. You get rid of this space, press enter key. Now you go inside this. Now you are inside this front end, right? So after that, what are the needful things you have to need that? You have to type this one. npm install, copy this one, paste it over here, press enter key on your keyboard. Right, the relevant library has been installed. Okay, if you are run this npm install, after that you have to run the command npm rundev. Copy this command as well. Right, you have to wait until the installation process completes. Completed successfully. You have to write npm rundev. Now here your port is ready. Randomly generate the port. Copy this one, paste it over here. Now here you will be able to see the Vue. Very simple Vue application here. You can see here. Now here this one I open on the VS Code editor. Go to the project. Inside the project, type cmd code space dot open up your VS Code editor here. Right now here this is your project. Right now here this project, what you're going to do is here and to go to the src. This component is hello, right? This is a simple process there. Now this Vite configure. Here I'm going to change the port. So how to change the port? You have to write server, right? Open and close bracket. Here I'm going to specify the port. You can specify the port whatever name, whatever number. Right? This is a port I'm going to give here. Right? The server, the server. This is a right, this is the port it will be run. Okay, you can configure the port as well here over here. Now to open the terminal here, the port has been changed here. What is the port you are changing here? Okay, otherwise it will be randomly port generated. Now here this port where my server is running. Right. Now the port configuration successfully completed. Now let's go to my Vue.js part. Right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new component. So here first go to this is my Vue.js project. So here port generated successfully. Now this is a single page application index.html. It will be here you can calling the src main.js. Here go to the main.js. Here you're rendering the app. What is inside the app? Right, app it will be calling the welcome view. It will be run, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do is here I'm going to create a new component here. This component I'm going to create here is this one should be our student dot view. Right. I have created a new component student dot view. Right. Now here first what I'm going to do is here I'm going to go to simply I'll be explained, don't worry. This complete template. I'm going to copy and paste it over here. Now I explained this code, don't worry. This all the source code I provided the video description. You will be able to copy this one. Okay, all the codes. Okay, I will give you. Okay, right. So here you can install that. If you install the Vite along with the React Vue.js, you have to install this one. Okay, red exos. Yes, you have to go to the respective website. To type it. This npm package. Click on it. Back to my terminal. I'm going to install it. Press and install it. Okay. You have to install this one. Right. After that, it will be imported. Right. Okay. That's the thing you have to write. So after that, what you are doing here is this is the thing you have to do. After that, I'm going to configure this project into my app.vue. So this is a default page. Instead of that, this CSS style I don't need them. We have to remove them. This all things I don't need, remove them. The template I have to remove it. I have to display the student view. So what student view, you have type student here student.view. Student.view. It reside on inside the component folder student view. Right. After here you have to write, you have to call this student over here. Right. After that you have to get rid of these lines. File save all. After that what I'm going to do, you have to go to my main file ts. Here the CSS, okay, here you have to remove it, right? It defaultly this CSS, if you are coming this CSS, it will be take you to the app.vuejs. The default CSS you have to remove it. Now let's go and back it our project here. It's working. Now your project is working. Now here, first I will be able to add the record student, new student as John, address India, mobile number. Click save button. Record saved successfully. Now here you will be able to newly create record will be loaded successfully. Now if you want to edit the record, click edit button. If you want to make the changes, click save. At this time record updated. Here's record updated will be changed here. If you want to delete the record, click delete button. Here record delete. It's working perfectly well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the things, right? So go back my Vue.vue. Okay, before run this Vue.js project, you have to run the server first. The server is in Laravel. Okay, this Laravel server is running. Okay, here we already in Frontend we see here the Laravel server is running. If you are not run the Laravel server, the data is not coming, right? So here let's expand this file student.vue. Here basically we have view. There will be the template is started here, template is closest here. This simple bootstrap design I have implemented. A simple bootstrap design I have implemented. Here in the index.html, what I did here is I just go to the bootstrap respective website here. Right, you have to go to the bootstrap respective website, bootstrap 5. You have to copy this style CSS, copy it and paste it over here inside the HTML, index of HTML. Inside that tag I have paste it over here. Right, then only we will be able to access the bootstrap, otherwise we won't be able to access the data bootstrap. After that, what I did here is go to the student.vue. Right, here we have created the simple form. The form consists of, here this form consists of student name, this here student address, student phone number. We have a 3 fields. So here you can see that this one should be the input field. Okay, student name, address and phone number. Okay, it has an input field. This way is a two-way binding. V model means a two-way binding I implemented here. I'll be explaining here. Here this one should be the script. This is a JavaScript we are working. Inside here export default. Here we have created the student class, the student. Here data. Here you have to create the variable student ID, student address, phone number. The same field here in this your database field, address and phone number. So the same field I have created here. So this field I am accessing student name, student address, student mobile. So here student name, student address and student phone number. What I did here is, what's the value you are typing? What's the value you are typing on this particular text field? This value should be stored here. Address, what the address you are typing, stored here. Phone number, what the phone number you are typing is stored here. Right, after that it will be all the values are stored here. After that, when you are click save button, what happens is it goes to the, if you are at the I have added the API here this is the API this is the API. I have this API I have copied and paste it over here. This API we have to store the different data. So here what is the values? This all the values. What is the form data you have to, what is the data you have entered here? Student name, address and mobile number. What's the data you have entered here? It will be stored here. Address and phone number is stored here. So if you are, this all things are stored and put into this object you are passing to here, this dot class, it all are go along with the API, add the record into the database. After that you have displayed the message as saved. After save the record, we have to student load means the table should be loaded, right? Table should be loaded mean, after that we have a create method. This is the onload method I have created, student load method. Here we have created the var page mean, you have created the variable equal. This is the API. We have get the data from the database, right? We have to exercise get page, right? Get page. We have to get all the data. We are passing to where in this form. This form is inside the T body. We have created the end form mean this nothing but for loop, right? It's a for loop. This is how we implement the for loop in Vue. Okay. So we have student and result. Okay, student and result. You have write like here. Simply you have write students and student. Now easily you can understand the things, right? You have to understand the student and student, right? Here we have to make it here, right? Students, right? Students result. Okay, the student result. So this one we have to call it here. Student. What's the result you are getting? It is passing here. Students. So here we have to write like this. Students. It's student. All the collection you are getting, it passing to here, right? Student. Okay. So here right. Here we have to pass it as here result. We are passing here as a result, so that we have to implement it here result. We have to keep result. Okay, here load, you have this, you have pass the result. This result, get the result here. This result, you have pass it over here. Result is student, we are getting all things. ID, name, and phone number, right? That's the thing you have load the data. After that, when you have clicked the ID, when they click add ID, edit button, it goes to this edit. Okay, edit, student edit. Where's student edit? Yes, student edit. It load all the data. Here, if you click on this, passing to the form, all the component will be passing to the form. After that, it goes to the particular API along with the ID, student ID. What's the ID are passing here? This ID. The based on the ID, the record is updated, and after that, load the form. Right? If you want to delete the record, there will be the delete button. If you click the delete button, what happens is the particular record has been deleted. So it's go to the press for this API and record will be deleted. This is a simple task we have done it. Right? Okay, I hope you guys you understood the things well. If you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. If you love my channel, please subscribe me, like me. Thank you for watching.